Back at it again with another Facebook Marketplace find. This FA Complete was being sold on Guam Grabs. It was $140 or better offer. I had to hit the homie up with something lower, like a $75 lowball hit, but the dude said he would take it because no one else would. I was so stoked, and this is how it went down. Let's go get this board. All right, so I'm gonna go meet up this guy named Joe. Got a used board. Yeah, here at Payless. Let's go. I got it from the homie Joe over there. This is an FA 8.5. It's beautiful board, very beautiful board. For 80 bucks. Kind of lowballed you, Joe. And I'm sorry, but hey, you got rid of the board. Got a free whole complete for $80. Not bad.
Look at that board, super fresh. It's beautiful. The board's name is hypernormalization. The trucks are Indies, hollows, and Spitfire wheels, Formula 4. These are 54 millimeters, 99 Duro, and conical, full conical, and they're bones reds bearings. And again, they're hollow Indies, as you can see here. Hollow Indies, 144. 44. Also, the grip tape is Grizzly. Whoever put on the grip for him, not that good of a grip job, but it's still cool nonetheless. There's also some air bubbles, but yeah.
So this is the first real look of this cool board I got on Facebook. Shout outs to Joseph for this cool opportunity to score that board that he was selling. I lowballed him, but he accepted the offer, and I was probably the only guy that's probably gonna buy this. So here you go. We got a fucking awesome skateboard. This is actually supposed to be 8.25. The Hyper Normalism series by FA. And it's an 8.25, but we'll check the specs of that later. It comes with grip tape, Grizzly grip tape, of course, and these bolts, which I'm not so sure. They have like a cool like slash design. I'm not so sure what that is. And hollow Indies, 144, which is actually bigger than what I usually skate. I usually skate 139 Indies when I've been on Ace, so it's kind of nice to be back on Indies. These are hollow Indies, 144, and we got reds and Spitfire, Formula 4. I think that's a 99 Duro, and a full conical wheel, which I'm also kind of getting used to because I'm using a Bones wheel at the moment. But yeah, this is the first look at this board. We're gonna go ahead and skate it and kind of review this. This is super sick and pristine, clean, brand new, not even been popped, you know. The grip, kind of like a bad grip job, but we'll clean that up as well. And there's some air bubbles on this Grizzly. But yeah, first real look at this FA board, Hypernormalism, that I got for 70 bucks, 80 bucks online, which was really sold price for 140. But yeah, let's go. All right, I'm riding around right now on this crust, and to be honest, I feel it. It's not as crazy, but I feel that crust. It's been a long time since I've ever rode Spitfires. Also, it's been a minute since I rode Indies, because I was on Ace. But these Spitfire wheels, they're 99 Duro. They're a little bit softer from what I'm used to. I usually skate a harder wheel, which is always Bones. Shout out to Bones. But we're gonna try Spitfires after maybe like 20 years of not skating Spits, because Spits was like one of my first wheels. The only problem I had with Spits was they flat spotted. Sad truth. But yeah, it's been a while. We're gonna try Formula 4 also. This is my first time trying the full conicals of Formula 4s, and of course we're back on Bones Reds. And yeah, the board shape itself, as you can see already, very interesting. This is probably like a 32. I'll do the specs with a tape measure later, but the nail, this is the tail of which is pretty squared out. I'm usually used to it having a tapered like teardrop style, but this is like square shovel head out. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, like pretty squared out. My first time seeing that, as well as these bolts. Again, they have like a gate pattern, you know. So not so sure what hardware these are. And of course, indie hollows, you know, 144. The cool thing about this board is it is embossed, you know, so you can feel that. So it says fucking awesome. And the hyper normalization series, this is an 8.25, but I feel like it's smaller because this is also going to be my first time actually riding a bigger size. I'm pretty hyped on Tom Asta and how he kind of jumped up a size. Shout out to you, Tom. He did an 8.25 from what he was usually skating, which was 8, which is a big jump. So now, or not 8.25. He made it very specific in his video for Tom Asta's video. He said it's an 8.2. It's not 2.5. So this, I'm pretty sure, is an 8.25, but I'm not so sure. We'll tape measure it like I keep saying. I just want to point that out. That this is also going to be my first time riding a bigger board, wider trucks, and of course Spitfires in a long ass time. So yeah, this is a board review, product review of all these brands, and as well as how it is to score a board online for a really cheap price, being a low baller. So shout out to Joe again for letting me purchase this at a low ball price. When I first got this board, the trucks was really tight. I am not into that. I do like having a tighter back truck and a looser front, but kind of loosened it. We're gonna tinker with the tightness of the board, roll around a bit. I'm coming back from an injury, as you know, and yeah, I'll show you how skating this board goes. So since it's a wider truck, it's kind of looser than what I am used to. So I'll tighten it a little bit more. I was riding it around a bit, but we got the back. At the back, I do need it to be a little more tighter. Also, the thing I don't like about indies is their bushings. Ever since they're made in China, the bushings blow out easier and they break faster. And they're not as true to, I guess, durometer for the pour of this urethane. But yeah, we'll try to ride around a bit. I think I tightened it all right. I usually like 2 screw lines or whatever, and then 1 over here for the nose when I do ride my boards. Woo! So spits are kind of pretty slippery at the moment. Power slides, I don't know. So, Spitfires. It's been a real long while since I've done Spitfires. So, it's not that bad of a jump. I'm having a bigger board. It's just that my trucks is the problem that I gotta worry about because of the, you know, the weight distribution and how long it is. So my nose is still a little bit loose. But yeah, let's go try some tricks. Whew. Wow. I'm noticing, I mean, I'm used to indies grinding, but what I'm noticing is since it's a wider board, when I put more pressure on this, even the lightest pressure, I'll feel a little speed wobble, which I think I need to tighten. Not feel like it's too tight, but yeah, what I'm feeling with a longer axle and a board bigger, I need to find the right pressure points to do those turns. Alright, so this board is super fresh, you know. What I do when I do get new boards, just to round off the nose and tail, is this. Now it's like perfectly cut compared to when it had excess. Yeah, so what I'm noticing with it. But not bad. It's been a while since I've actually skated because I'm coming back from a shoulder rib injury. But we're gonna go ahead and do some flat ground and see how this board kind of feels. Flat ground, but I'm already noticing some differences having a wider truck and board. So when I land, if I put the weight of my body in that pocket, it tends to give that more of a turn when I land. So it's kind of weird and I gotta get used to it again, but I'm loving the board. It's just when I look down and I see the nose, that shovel nose shape, the squared out shape of the nose, kind of trips me out. Also, it's not as steep on the nose and tail. It just looks like a very mellow rise. I forgot to do that. See, it's a little flat. It's like a 2 fingers and a half before it rises up. Also, the concave of this, it's not as crazy. It's a little bit more flat, but it's not too flat where I have no concave and it doesn't feel like a real board. So little things with this board, this FA shape and stuff. I'm pretty hyped on it. Yes, I'm gonna skate a FA board. No, I'm not gonna resell this. Woo. We'll give more tests and stuff in the next clips and so forth. Woo. Also for these boards, the tail, the kick of it is kind of like a natural regular board. It's just the nose that I was talking about is it goes real flat and then it shoots up for the nose on the shape of the tail, or the nose compared to the tail. You can't really see it. I'll try to figure it out and film it for a better angle. But let's get this tail slide. All right, so for a wider board, that tail slide came first try, really easy. And what I'm noticing is the wheelbase is more far back. So I'll need to do more effort in certain tricks, like even flip tricks. And then when I land more in the middle of my board, it causes my trucks more to turn. Because again, it's my first time riding a bigger board from what I'm used to. The highest board size that I actually ridden was 8.125. This is 825. That's a big point up. Woo. What I hate with it, they're bushings. You see how it's locked? It's like locked like this. That's what I hate with indies. They're bushings. The bushing game went so down. Even my back one. But I'm digging this board already. Enjoying that the board is really big and I don't have to put much effort because there's more space on the board for me to do backflip. What I'm noticing with a bigger board is I have more room when I skate a rail to like chill. I don't have to try as much and it locks in a little bit better. Maybe also since I became a little heavier as I got older, stepping up a size on the board is actually what's best. Also having a longer truck and I guess wheelbase helped me chill on feeble so easy, like super easy. I mean, it's pretty cool. Pretty stoked on this. But yeah, fucking awesome. And these 144 indies, hollows, and spits, they're going really well. Shout outs to Reds, and of course Grizzly grip tape. I gotta put that out there. This is my first time skating Grizzly grip, and it's pretty grippy, bro. I like it a lot. So shout outs T-Puds, where's the grip goes. I still need to figure out what these screws are. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked on this. All right, now for the specs of the board. I feel like this is a little skinnier than an 825 because it feels just like an 8. But on the tape, it is actually a 8.1. Not bad. So I'm not sure if that's right. It's like a 8.13, to be honest. A little like 8.1. So I'm pretty stoked on it. I would say 8.1. Yeah. It's not really 8.25, I guess. It's an 8. We'll go long ways. I said it would be 32. And it's just shy of 32. It's, yeah. Also, the tail, the tail looks to be about maybe from base plate, right? 6.5, yeah, 6.5. And the nose, if I would check the nose, it is just about 6.9, 6.6. Or no, yeah, just about 6.7 or 6.8 of a nose. Wheelbase, I think this is like a 14.25, but of course, depending on where you measure it, of course, it's a little off. Measured inside with the trucks on, it's about from bolt to bolt, it's like a 14, yeah. 14.5 of the wheelbase. So that's the specs. This isn't an 825, it's like an 8.13, 8.138. I guess it's not 825, but maybe I'm wrong. But on the website and all that stuff, they say it's 825, but I guess it's an 8.138. One of the things that tripped me out at the first time riding it would be the nose. You know, it was kind of crazy. It was like real shovelly, squared out looking. And I mean, the tail's very similar, but the nose felt like it had extra square on the tip, the part right here, where it's supposed to kind of taper. Yeah, so this is the tail, but it's not as squared out as the nose. And also, as I was saying earlier, let me try to film that. The kick is super mellow here, and then it shoots up. It's pretty steep. It's kind of weird to ride at first, but I do love it. That's the nose. Here's the tail. The tail's kind of still a little steep as well, but I can't stress it's working well for me. I don't know, pretty sick. Okay, so this fucking awesome FA board, hyper normalization, is actually embossed. I'm not sure if all the FA boards are like that, but as you can see, the wax gets in the grooves because it's embossed, and it kind of feels like there's rails, and it kind of helps slide better. I'm not sure if that's like a thing, but it really feels cool. And if you feel it, it's like a little, I don't know, skateboard braille by FA fucking awesome. That is really cool. My last board is an Opera, very similar, but it had the Opera faces, but this one is just the fucking awesome, the brand name all over. Feels really cool, man. I don't know if you can see that or feel it, but yeah, hyper normalization, FA board, good stuff. So probably like third session, what I do want to talk about with FA boards is they're very steep on the nose and tail. Like the shape of it, it goes flat like right there, and then it shoots up very steep. But it's kind of good because I don't know, when I pop into things, it's there. You feel it, like it's crispy. It's right there. You feel it on your foot, like that little lift. It feels like you're there in that pocket and you're ready to just push it down and blast the trick even for when I'm doing Smith grinds, like right now. When I'm doing Smith grinds, I feel it. I can feel it on my tail. It gives me a little bit more leverage to just like lift off when I pop out of Smiths or whatever, because the shape of the tail is a little steep, so it pulls it out. Also for like no slides, I feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm gonna get into one, because I can dig into one because of the squared out nose, like shovel head looking nose. It's pretty cool. All right, so the bad things, the cons about having this shape for FA. I think this is like shape 2, and a steep tail and nose, is that my foot placement needs to readjust, because what I'm so used to, I think I need to change my footing, because every time I try, like, let's say fakie Smith or certain Smith grinds, if my footing's off, my board not gonna go on, the pop's not gonna be right there. I have to put a little bit more effort into popping it into place. If I don't, my board will just leave me hanging and my foot is going on the coping and I'm getting hurt. It's crazy. So I'm talking about, with the nose being so steep, if I don't pop it right, I'm gonna eat it. Fuck. All right, so this is still the biggest board I ever skated. Very interesting shape. I don't like crazy shapes, but I'm enjoying this one, to be honest. Look how crazy that nose looks. Shovel head looking, steep ass, FA deck having ass. But yeah, it's a bigger board. It's sized up as an 8.138 compared to what I said it was, an 8.25. But my biggest size I've ever rode was 8.125. So this is just a tad bit bigger, but it's still considered the biggest board I've ever skated. I usually skate a size 8. This is my Opera, which I've had in November, and I've been having injuries, so skating boards have been hard. But this interesting board review with this big board, as you can see how big it is compared to my other one, it's coming out pretty well. What I'm noticing is on this nose right here, if I wanted to do fakie tricks, what I'm used to having my foot in that little pocket corner, I would have to move it up a little more on the nose part tip, just to get that extra leverage of pop and kind of scoop it into what tricks I'm doing. But yeah, we're doing this board review and also testing out the board as well as these trucks. These trucks are hollows. I mean, I don't really need to test them. I know how indies hollows go. They're very cool, they grind right, but the only problem nowadays with indies is the bushings. Since they went to China made and no more USA made, the bushings blow out faster, and I guess it's just a little cheaper of whatever material they're using, urethane. And also the wheels. This is my first time since 2 decades since I've ever rode Spitfires, you know, so Formula 4s through the 99A or the 99 Duro. It's like kind of like that 99A that's trending right now from Reynolds. But I can tell you now, they don't power slide as fast, but they slide and they're good on rough ground like my driveway. But they slide when they have to slide. So if I wanted to do power slide, I would have to do more effort into power sliding these wheels because they're a little softer than what I'm used to, which is bones. This is the last bones I was skating, and these were, I think, 100A, 104A. But they're more, I guess, slippery and slick and easier to power slide. I don't have to put that much effort when I power slide. But That took so long. All right, so slappies with this board, since the nose is like a shoveled out nose and squared, and my wheels are a little bit bigger, slappies come a little bit easier. But what I'm noticing is when I do flip tricks, the steepness of the tail and that little extra corner on the pocket for the shape of it actually gives me a harder time to like land a tray flip or do flips in general. Like I really have to change my foot positioning from my pop, and also maybe the wheelbase is too long, so I'd have to stick my foot a little bit more up or down depending on what trick I'm doing. So that's kind of like the little offs about this board and shape, but I think over time you'll get used to it. But I'm having a hard time just to land a tray flip. That was easier. Fakie trays come really easy. Regular trays are hard. I'm guessing fakie tricks come really easy because that extra, I guess, you know, wood on the pocket, on the shovel nose. This board is probably good for people who do really good pressure flips and like scoop really good because of the shape. I'm skating the nose sometimes for the tail just because it's too steep, and the shovel head, it goes crazy. And also, again, like I said, this is probably the biggest board I've ever skated, so I have to readjust everything and figure out where my pop is, where to flick. But regardless, my tricks aren't even that high. My pop is pretty low, so I think it's all right. Street spots, spits are pretty cool. I could see them like kind of getting chunked out or wear down when I'm skating on crusty grounds. But yeah, just a quick sesh with them on a manual pad that's really crusty, which is kind of new but really crusty. But I got the manual. I'll do more flat ground over here and test it out more. Not as slippery as spits or as bones, but the spits goes. Also, like I said, this is my first time having a very big board. This is the biggest size I've skated, so doing spins and or flip tricks certainly cost more energy and need to put more pop and effort into certain tricks. Or maybe like mostly all my tricks, since I'm not used to how big the board is. It's not heavy, it's still pretty light. It's just the width, I can feel like it's not there under my toes where I'm naturally used to with my muscle memory, so I would have to change up and switch how I actually do tricks and form tricks. We'll do a few more spin tricks, yeah. Also, spits aren't as slippery as my bones, so I really need to put effort into shredding the tricks when I land. Let's try to have the first real sesh here at the new painted Deadwood skate park.
Totally forgot how spits, they yellow out really fast. As you can see, they yellow out. I'm not skating anything yellow, but they yellow out pretty fast, and I think they wear down faster. I remember having spits maybe 2 decades ago, and they would flat spot easy, but these Formula 4s are holding up. They feel really warm to the touch after a few tail slides, and they're yellowing out. Wild. So that one I used my nose. Certain tricks on this shovel head actually come easier if I use my nose as my tail. So like manual tricks to like backside out, since it has a bigger roundness to it, I could wrap my toes to kind of like shred out or turn out of like a manual. Some tricks come harder and some tricks come easier when I use the nose as a tail. Something interesting, I know I used to skate noses as my tail when I was younger, but trying to incorporate that into this one, because the nose gives me a little, like, I don't know, a hard time. It kind of helps and works for this shape. All right, so it's been a week skating this FA board. What I forgot to mention is it has the top red ply, which is like a superstition that having a top red ply is bad. I kind of painted it black, half, just my style that I like to do. Also, what I'm noticing is, like I was expecting, since the wheelbase has gotten a little bit longer and the board is longer, my foot positioning has to change. I don't have flip tricks on this board. The nose is very steep, and the shovel head works on certain tricks on slides, but like on flip tricks, it like messes with me. But I think if you're gonna get an FA board, if you don't really care about how your nose is, if you don't really look down on your board, then that should probably be fine. But there is a thing where I have to put really more effort into skating this board. The flick for any trick is like, I had to adjust compared to my older board, which is the Opera. As you can see, this one is really more skinnier, so it had more easier chances to flip and stuff. And also the trucks are lower because these are Ace. These are the Ace lows. The wheels are about the same. They're conical shaped. This one's bones, this one's spits. Spits doesn't slide as much because this one's a little softer as a wheel. But I got a fakie blunt in. It went. Also, what I'm noticing with the wheels is they do yellow out faster than bones. But these Spitfires, Formula 4, they're a go. I do like them. They're reds, of course, red bearings, red bones, reds. After a week of skating, you can already see the shields, which I usually pop off the shields, but the shields on this one popped out by itself, so I'm gonna have to take that out. Also, indie hollows, I love them. You know, I've been skating indies for a long time, so not much to say except the bushings are always a problem. They always bother me. Like, I either tighten them too tight and it still feels loose, or I loosen them up and they're too loose where they don't listen and they lock. But that's probably because it's also new. But mainly the board and the wheels. Also, I gotta stress, my first time skating Grizzly, I do love it. I made a little design there with spider webs, but I do love Grizzly. It grips. It always gives me that feeling on my thumb where like it's like grip thumb. So I do love
this Grizzly. I would skate the Grizzly blank again. As for the FA board, I'm digging it. I'm liking the shape. I like the pop. It feels really crispy. I just don't like that I have no more flip tricks. I never really had it, but like I don't have it at all. Like it's really, I gotta figure out where my footing is. And every time I do kick flips and stuff, it's like a real effort into skating this type of shape, and the nose of how steep it is compared to, look at that, I don't know if you can see the difference, but see how flat this one is compared to how steep that one kicks up. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I just want to wrap it up by saying yes, I did lowball for this board. It was a brand new complete. I skated it for a week. It was my first time skating FA, first time skating this Grizzly. We still never figured out what this gate pattern hardware is. My first time in like maybe 2 decades skating spits, and I do notice that they're a little less slippery, but they work when they have to. So this Form 4 is a go. The indies, they're just, the only problem is the bushings, as I said, but the board itself is awesome. It's fucking awesome. So I would say go ahead, and if you're out there trying to figure out if you're gonna try to buy a hockey or FA board, their shapes are rad. This one's the shovel head nose. I like the concave. The pop is super crispy. It's just, you gotta really get the hang of this extra corner pocket nose squared out shape right here for this FA board. But all in all, this was a great one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me figuring it out, testing it for about a week and a half, about a week and a half, skating this brand new complete, which I got lowballed, which I got. Shout outs to you again, Joe. Thank you for selling it to me for a cool price. But yeah, this is what we do. We just try random stuff that I find online on Facebook, and I'm like, oh shit, that's really cheap board, or that's a really cherry board. I don't know why he's selling it, but I'm gonna try it. And he went for it, and he sold it to me. So yeah, the things you'll get off Facebook Market for lowballing at a really good price. Thank you again for watching. My name is Mark. If you like today's video, please go ahead and like it, share with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below what you think. If you want to talk some shit, let's go talk some shit. But yeah, that was the FA board review board, complete with spits and all that, yada yada yada. My name is Mark. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.